where we take on complex topics, look at all the angles, and give you the essential insights you need to be well-informed, fast.
And today we are looking at something pretty audacious in the luxury car world.
We are the new Maserati Gran Cabrio. And this isn't just about a new convertible.
No, not at all. Our mission for this deep dive is to really unpack the huge strategic risk Maserati is taking here. They've been out of this game since, 2019?
That's right, and they're coming back in with two radically different versions of the same car. You've got the gas-powered Trofeo and the all-electric Folgore.
And here's the kicker. They're priced almost identically.
Exactly. The Trofeo starts at $204,995, and the electric Folgore, $206,995.
So they're taking price completely off the table. It's a fascinating move. They are basically forcing the customer to choose between tradition and the future, based purely on tech or, I guess, emotion.
And the engineering challenge here must have been immense, packing two completely different powertrains into one beautiful shell without compromising that grand touring feel.
It's a huge gamble.
Okay, so let's start with what feels familiar. The internal combustion engine. The heart of the Trofeo.
Right, the Nettuno engine. It's a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6. We've seen it in the MC20 supercar.
But it's a bit detuned here, right, for, Grand Touring.
A little, yeah. It's putting out 542 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, which is, it's still an immense amount of power.
And the tech in this engine it's not your standard V6.
Oh, not even close. It's probably one of the most complex ICE setups out there right now. It's dripping with Formula One technology.
Okay, hold on. Given Maserati's, let's say, historical reputation for complexity, isn't engineering something this radical a huge reliability risk?
It is. It absolutely is. But that's the statement they're making. The core of it is this pre-chamber combustion system. They call it turbulent jet ignition, or PJI.
TJI. Okay, so what does that actually do for the person behind the wheel?
Well, instead of just one spark plug igniting the fuel, a tiny bit of fuel ignites in a little pre-chamber first. That then shoots multiple really high-energy jets of flame into the main cylinder. So instead of one point of ignition, you suddenly have dozens.
Which means a much faster, more efficient burn.
Exactly. It lets them run higher compression, leaner fuel mixtures. It just boosts power and efficiency like crazy. It's not just about the turbos, it's about changing the explosion itself.
Wow.
And they even add a second system, Maserati twin combustion, which is another spark plug that helps stabilize things at lower speeds.
It sounds incredibly complicated.
It is. They even have cylinder deactivation, where at a cruise, it just shuts down the entire right bank of cylinders to reduce drag inside the engine. It's micromanaged to the extreme.
So in terms of putting that power down, it's all-wheel drive, standard, 0 to 60 is about 3.5 seconds. But there's a weight penalty for being a convertible, right?
Of course, you have to add bracing. It's about 359 pounds heavier than the coupe. So it's sitting at, Maserati claims 4,317 pounds. Some estimates put it closer to 4,500.
And when you put it in Corsa mode?
Race mode. Everything tightens up, the suspension gets stiff, the steering gets heavier, and that exhaust just comes alive. It's all about creating that visceral Italian passion, even if you're just cruising.
So that's the pinnacle of their combustion technology. Now we have to look at its sibling, the one that represents Maserati's future, the Folgore.
Right, and they're marketing this as the world's first and only luxury electric convertible.
And that price, again, just $2,000 more than the Trofeo, it's a statement. They're telling you that electric isn't the compromise, it's the premium choice.
They have to, and they back it up with the numbers.
So what's the power package look like? What are you getting for your $206,000?
It is a monster. A tri-motor setup, 3 radial flux permanent magnet motors.
And
you get 750 horsepower at the wheels.
Yeah.
And the torque is key. It's just staggering. 995 pound-feet, instantly.
Wow, that translates to some serious speed.
It really does. You're looking at 0 to 60 in an estimated 2.8 seconds. And maybe more impressively, 0 to 124 miles per hour in 9.1 seconds. It's half a second quicker than a Porsche Taycan Turbo S coupe. A coupe. Maserati is not messing around.
Okay, but the big challenge for an EV convertible is always the battery. How do you package this massive battery without getting a super high floor and ruining the car's look?
That's the genius of their architecture. They completely ditched the flat skateboard platform that almost every other EV uses.
Right.
Instead, they've got a 92.5 kilowatt-hour battery from LG Chem, and it's shaped like a T.
A T-shape, so it runs down the center.
Exactly, down the transmission tunnel area, and then it spreads out behind the rear seats.
That's a huge deal. It keeps the mass centralized for handling.
and it lets them keep the car incredibly low. Maserati claims it's the lowest riding EV in the industry because of this. Plus, it helps with weight.
How so?
Well, even as a heavy EV, the Folgore is about 200 pounds lighter than the gasoline Bentley Continental GT Speed convertible.
That is a seriously impressive bit of engineering. And it's an 800-volt system.
It is, which means super fast DC charging, up to 270 kilowatts. You need that at this level. The estimated range is around 260 miles. Not class-leading, but solid for a performance GT.
Let's talk about the convertible part of the Gran Cabrio. The top has to be fast.
It is. It lowers in 14 seconds, raises in 16, and you can do it at up to 31 miles per hour. You can even use gesture controls, which is a neat party trick.
And what about comfort? Open top on a cool day could be rough.
They've got you covered. A standard air scarf neck warmer with 3 heat levels for the front passengers. It really extends the top-down season.
And there's a wind deflector option.
There is, yeah, a manual one. It massively cuts down on turbulence in the cabin, makes it much quieter, but there's trade-off.
You lose the back seats.
You do, and that's a tough choice because this is a proper 4-seater. You can fit 2 actual adults back there, which is pretty rare in this class.
But trunk space is still tight.
Very tight. You get just 4 cubic feet with the top down.
That's barely a weekend bag. This is definitely more of a statement car than a long-distance hauler.
It's the classic trade-off. You buy it for the experience, not the luggage space. You do get a bit more 6.1 cubic feet if you put the top up and move a divider.
Okay, let's step inside. The cabin is basically the same for both cars. What's the verdict on quality for a $200,000 car?
The materials are generally high-end, lots of nice leather and metal, but some critics have pointed out that some switches, on the dashboard and steering wheel feel like they've been pulled from the general Stellantis parts bin.
Right. And for listeners, Stellantis is the huge parent company that owns everything from Chrysler and Jeep to Peugeot, and that matters at this price point.
It really does. When you're spending this much, you expect everything to feel bespoke. You don't want a switch that might be in a car that costs a quarter of the price.
So Maserati is betting that the driving experience will make people overlook that.
That seems to be the bet. Although in the Folgore, they do offer this unique sustainable fabric called Econo. It's made from recycled fishing nets and carpets.
A bit of sustainable luxury.
Exactly. And the audio system from Sonos Faber is apparently phenomenal, even with the top down at highway speeds.
So this brings us to the big fight. At over $200, you're up against the Mercedes-AMG SL, the Porsche 911, the Bentley Continental GT, the Aston Martin DB12. What's Maserati's actual advantage?
Objectively, performance and weight. The Folgore is just quicker than its rivals, especially at higher speeds. And the Trofeo is a full 1,150 pounds lighter than the Bentley convertible. That completely changes how the car feels.
But the rivals, especially Bentley and Aston, they have this incredible brand cachet, superior interior quality. Why pick the Maserati?
That's the question, isn't it? The Bentley offers a different kind of luxury. It's about isolation, refinement, that bank vault feel. Maserati is selling agility, cutting-edge tech, and that 4-seater practicality. They're selling a sports car you can share, not just a luxury cocoon.
And we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Reliability. The Nettuno engine is insanely complex. The Folgore software for a new 800-volt tri-motor system is also a huge unknown. Is the market worried?
Oh, absolutely. The online forums are buzzing. The hope is that the mechanical simplicity of an EV will be more reliable than the complex gas engine. But you're right, the complexity just shifts from hardware to software. It's a huge test for Maserati's quality control.
The Gran Cabrio Folgore really feels like the lightning rod for their whole future.
It is. The Folgore strategy is everything to them. An electric version of every model by 2025, and the whole brand goes fully electric by 2028. This car is their proof of concept.
And that spirit goes beyond cars.
That's right. They even co-developed an all-electric 600-horsepower powerboat called the Tridente. It's about showing that the Folgore ethos can be applied anywhere, even while they're making tough calls, like canceling the electric MC20 supercar to focus on cars like this.
What an incredible contrast. You have this pinnacle of F1-derived combustion tech and this revolutionary T-shaped battery architecture.
Both leading to world-class performance at the same price. They've made performance a constant and made the powertrain the variable.
Forcing the customer to make a very clear choice.
And that choice really defines the future of Grand Touring.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. Maserati is putting a high-stakes choice right in front of the modern luxury buyer. If you're that driver, what are you looking for? Is it the technological statement, that instant, silent, brutal torque from the Folgore's revolutionary design? Or is it the nostalgic, complex mechanical symphony, the raw build of power from that specialized Nettuno engine? Which path truly respects and redefines the Italian grand touring tradition?